What's good, everyone? It's your boy Zach, and welcome back to Grailbound Gaming for video pickups number 3. And as you can see, I got a couple stacks of games. We got a lot to go through, and best believe I got some bangers in this one, so you're gonna want to stick around for sure. So we're gonna dive in together. I'll show you exactly what I picked up. Let's get it. So for the first few set of games, I went to a local pawn shop and got a nice stack here for sure. And I've been collecting the Lego games on the PS3 and the PS4. So I happened to see that they had Batman 1, Batman 2, DC Superheroes, and of course, Batman 3, Beyond Gotham. They had them all there. So I was like, okay, well, why not? I'll just go ahead and get them. And I believe Batman 3 you can get on the PS4, but I was like, you know, they're all here on the PS3, and I have some Lego games on the PS3, so just go and pick it up. So was able to snag those for sure. The next game is 007 Quantum of Solace, and I've been looking to get this game for a long time and to get it on like the very cheap, because I think there's Legends, 007 Legends for the PS3, and there's this one. So I really wanted to get this because these are one of the few 007 games that are on the PS3. So I was able to snag this, and I'll go and open it up. It is complete with the manual and the disc, so that's great. All right, next up, Need for Speed Undercover. Now, I don't know if this came out for modern consoles, but it was one that I didn't have in the collection, so I had to make sure that I picked it up. And as you can see, it does have the disc in there. I'm not sure if it came with the manual originally, but it does have this brochure for Mirror's Edge, which I also have on the PS3. So there you have it. Those are the first few set of games that I got from a local pawn shop in my area. Okay, so for the next set of games, these actually came from a local retro game store in my area that also doubles as a pawn shop, which I think is really cool. So let's go and take a look at them. The first game is the Sega Genesis collection for the PS2, and I really like these compilation video games for like older gen consoles. And with this one, we're gonna open it up here. It is complete with the disc and the manual here. And just to read off a few titles off the back: Sonic the Hedgehog, Virtua Fighter 2, Golden Axe, Phantasy Star 2, 3, and 4, Vector Man 1 and 2. These compilations are amazing. So anytime that I could find them in the wild for a pretty affordable price or on the cheap, I like to pick these up. And what's cool is that, this is on the PS2, but there is a Sonic Genesis collection on the PS3. And if you do have a modern console, you can see right here, this is the Sega Genesis Classics for the PS4, and it has over 50 games, which is definitely more than the PS2. I never grew up playing the Sega Genesis or never owned the console, so this is probably the next best thing if you don't own a Sega Genesis. So best believe I had to get it for the PS2 as well. All right, next game, Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2. Wow, look at that lenticular cover, so amazing. And let's go and open it up here. It is complete with the manual and the disc right there. And yeah, when I saw this, I had to go ahead and grab it. I did own this game like in the past at one point, but I ended up like selling it off for whatever reason that it was. And I've always wanted to get this game back for sure. Now, when it comes to the Budokai series, this is probably my least favorite, just because the storyline involves you moving around the character that you're playing as on like a board game, So in that style, versus just like traveling to your set point to battle another character, you have to move around this like board, like a game. So I really hated that type of element in this game, and it's probably the reason why I sold it. But I'm definitely glad to have it back in the collection for sure, and looking forward to playing it now. All right, next up, I told you earlier that I do like these compilation type video games for like older gen consoles. So here is Mega Man X Collection, and this literally comes with Mega Man X through Mega Man X6 all on one disc for the PS2. And if we open it up here, yep, it is complete with the manual and the disc, and that is definitely great for sure. I do have the original Mega Man collection on the PS2, so I had to make sure to get the X series as well. So I'm glad to have this in the collection. All right, so the next game is an OG Xbox exclusive, and that is Murakumo Renegade Mech Pursuit. And you know, there I believe are a lot of great mech games on the OG Xbox, including Mech Assault 1 and 2, Lone Wolf. So when I saw this, I was like, hey, it's an Xbox exclusive. I've been working on my OG Xbox collection, trying to get all the exclusives as much as I can. I still got a good bit to go, but this is definitely something that will be added for sure to the collection. And it is complete once again with the manual and with the disc. All right, and the last game from the local retro / pawn shop store is Siberia for the OG Xbox. I've been wanting this version for the longest because if you look on the spine here, it's like all green, which is very unique. Like, it definitely will stand out on the shelf amongst your other games. So yeah, Siberia is a well-known video game franchise, point and click adventure. I don't know too much about it except that, so I'm really looking forward to diving in. And if we open it up here, you can see that it is complete with the manual as well as the disc, which is like, oh, just clean for sure. So I'm happy to have this for the OG Xbox as we continue to look for all these older retro titles for the OG Xbox. I'm looking forward to playing this as well. All right, so the next set of games comes from another local pawn shop in my area, and I walked in at just the right time to grab all of these for $5 total. So the first game is Crimson Skies for the OG Xbox. This is one of the staples that you have to have if you do own an OG Xbox console. It is an exclusive. I already have a copy of this, so more than likely this is going to get, you know, either sold off or used for like trading credit at like another retro game store. But you can see it is complete with the manual and the disc, so I'm happy to find this in great condition, and I'm gonna use it to either trade for in-store credit or just sell it online. All right, next up is Freedom Fighters for the PS2. This is another one that I already own, but once again, $5, you just can't pass up on all these. And I played a little bit of this game in the past. It's made from the same creators as Hitman, and it pretty much is like an alternative history type game. So what happens if, you know, Russia, the Soviet Union, wins the nuclear race, and they develop the hydrogen bomb before the US does, and then they start taking over, occupying different countries to the point where they're occupying New York City. And a big part of this game is you belonging to a resistance that is fighting against the Soviet Union. I just really like the back of this game, and the quote on the back of the game actually really draws you in. It says, "In our nation's darkest hour, Americans cry out for a hero to free a war-torn Manhattan from invading forces. Join the resistance and take the war back to the streets. They've taken away your freedom. Now it's time to take it back." So cool. So yeah, Freedom Fighter for the PS2. All right, so the next game is Kim Possible, What's the Switch for the PS2. I grew up watching this show on Disney Channel, so it was pretty much just nostalgia for me. But if you are a fan of the show, you know that Christina Milian actually sings the theme song, and Kim Possible is voiced by Christy Colson Romano. So I had to pick this up, and as you can see, it is complete with the manual and the disc. I'm happy to add this to the collection. And the last game is Sonic Forces for the PS4. This is one of the more modern Sonic games. I don't know a whole lot about this one. I think it may have received some negative reviews. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm excited to even check it out. And I got it for really, really cheap, like very, very cheap. So excited to have this and to add it to the collection as well. All right, so these next 3 games are definitely bangers. I picked all of them up off of Video Game Plus website. VGP. It was actually my very first purchase. I never purchased anything from them. So I was glad I was able to get these 3 games for sure. The first one being Painkiller. If you are into collecting PS3 games, then you know that this is one of the most expensive games to get on that console. And it just so happened that THQ did a reprint. So this is the reprint of Painkiller, and it includes, you know, the first 2 games and all the different game modes like co-op, survival, deathmatch, etc. So I'm definitely happy to add this to the collection. I did watch another video on YouTube, and come to find out, the reprint versus the original print, it's pretty much the same copy, the same game. They're similar. There really aren't any differences. Even on the back with all the information is pretty much the same. So I definitely scored for sure, and I'm glad to add this to the collection. All right, the next one is Silent Hill HD Collection. The cool thing about the PS3 life cycle is that there are a bunch of different like collections, like HD collections for the console, and I believe this is the last one that I am missing for my collection. And I know there's been people that said like, oh, it's worse than like the PS2 counterparts for Silent Hill 2 and 3 because of the smoke effects and things like that. But I mean, that doesn't really bother me. I'm just happy to have Silent Hill 2 and 3 because these games are like super expensive. Silent Hill 2 and 3, they are like $100+ games. So I'd rather just get it on the cheap while I can. And the cool thing about this series is that it's one of the more well-known horror franchises, and I plan on getting all the Silent Hill games. I'm gonna get the Silent Hill games on the OG Xbox as well as the PS2. So it's gonna be quite a journey, but my plan is to collect them all for sure. So very happy to add this to the collection. All right, next up, we have Siberia Collection. This is another Grail, another banger for the PS3 that is super expensive. And once again, THQ Nordic, they did a reprint. This is the first 2 games because it's a collection. You saw earlier in the video that I picked up the first game for the OG Xbox. So I was like, hey, why not? Go ahead and get it for the PS3. So I'm happy to have this, and I'm happy that I didn't have to pay outrageous prices just to even get a copy of this compilation package for Siberia. So that's the first 2 Siberia games. So you know your boy had to get the third Siberia for the PS4. I bought this off of eBay. It was brand new. I just opened it up because there was a rip in the package anyway. So you can open it up here, and it is complete. I believe these games didn't come with the manual. A lot of the modern PS4 games don't come with manuals. It comes with like a basic insert. So yeah, Siberia 3, definitely happy to have this so that I can continue on with one of the most well-known point-click adventure games ever. And this was an Amazon pickup. I had to get it while it was on the cheap, and that is the next Siberia game, Siberia: The World Before 20th Year Edition. This version does come with a media book with the game. You can kind of see it in there. There's like a media book, and like the disc sits like right in there. But yeah, this is a slip cover that's on it, and it's brand new. I had to make sure that I picked this game up while it's on the cheap. So man, it seems I just got like a lot of Siberia that I need to really start playing through and to go through. So I'm happy to have this in the collection as well. All right, so we're gonna move on to the next stack. Wow, can't believe we literally just got done with the first stack here, but now we're gonna go on to the second stack. The first 2 games actually came in the mail, in bubble mailers. So I did open up this one just to check the condition of it, because I think I bought this one off of Macari. So this one is a PS5 game, the Neo Collection. Neo 1 and 2 on one disc, or maybe 2, I'm not too sure. I haven't opened this up yet. It's brand new, as you can see, but I'm excited to have this in the collection. I've been wanting to get this on the PS5 for the longest because it includes all the DLC for both games. So yeah, the Neo Collection for the PS5. Awesome. I'm liking that I'm continuing to grow my PS5 collection. I'm super happy about that. So yeah, there's that one. All right, next one. This is another bubble mailer. I haven't opened this one up yet, so I'm gonna do that right now. Let's get it open. All right, so I know exactly what this is, and I told myself now is the time. If I want these games on the GameCube, I need to get these things like as soon as possible. So this is the first game. I am going to hopefully order the second game within the next month, but at least have the first game right now. So if you don't know what I'm talking about right now, just know that it is Bates and Kaitos for the GameCube. And this game and its counterpart recently came out for the Switch and as an HD collection, but after looking at some reviews, I realized, you know what, let me just stick with the original rather than getting the HD collection. Why not? So I think there's starting to be a price drop in the first game and the second game due to the HD collection coming out. So I told myself, hey, now is the time to go ahead and get this. So it's in great condition. I'm definitely impressed for sure. Because it could be hard. I think I got this off of eBay, and it can be very hard to determine what the condition is even with pictures. So I'm glad to see that in person that this game is in great condition. And look, there are both discs that are here. Such gorgeous colors. Honestly, like the GameCube as a whole has some of the most unique game disc ever when it comes to like the art design, how they're able to just fit really cool art on these small discs is just really amazing. So yeah, it is complete, as you can see, with the manual here. And yeah, I'm so glad I was able to get this. Bates and Kaitos. Still got to get the second game, but at least it's a start. All right, so we're gonna move on to this box right here. This is from a GameStop order. So I've already opened it up because one thing that, you know, I gotta be honest with y'all, one thing that you gotta know about GameStop is that if you order a game brand new on their website, sometimes it may come in a used condition. And by brand new, I mean that it's completely sealed, it's covered in plastic. You are the first person to break open the plastic and to open up the game. Sometimes it comes in a pre-owned condition if you order new. And I don't really vibe with that. I'm not really a fan of that, but I'm not here to bash GameStop at all. I actually really like GameStop and the deals that they give throughout the year, and this so happens to be one of them. So I told myself, hey, I need to pretty much build up my PS5 collection, and I was able to start doing that now for sure. So let's take a look at some of the games that I got from GameStop. All right. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. This is a fighting game. Originally came out on the PS3, but the price of it was like extremely high at the time. It was one of those like more expensive, rare, you know, games for the console. So they happened to, in a sense, remaster it, make it HD, and put it out on modern day consoles. So I definitely had to get it. Definitely have to check it out. I'm like a huge fighting game fan. I think I told you in another video, I enjoy like Street Fighter, Tekken, Soul Calibur, Dead or Alive, Marvel vs. Capcom, you name it. So I definitely wanted to pick this up, and it just happened to be at the right price. And I believe I did order this one brand new, but as you can see, it is open in a pre-owned condition, and there was a sticker, I guess, that was on front, but that's okay. I'll take that off easily, and I'm glad to have this. So that's the first game. All right, second game is New Tales from Borderlands, and this is the deluxe edition. This game also came brand new, but I had to make sure that the code still worked, because even though it said that it came brand new, it wasn't wrapped in fresh plastic like normal new games are. So I went on ahead and just made sure that the code in here works, and it actually does. So we're gonna open this up. As you see, there's a little story there highlighting maybe the intro of the game, and then the disc itself. So definitely happy to have this as well. Yeah, I think this is one of those like Telltale type games where it's like a story driven game, and you make decisions, and depending on those decisions determine certain outcomes throughout the game. So I'm excited to have this for the Borderlands franchise for sure. All right, next up is Battle Axe Special Edition for the PS5. This is one of those games that's like a callback to like old school beat 'em up type games. Maybe something similar to like Gauntlet, if you ever played the Gauntlet games. But yeah, I had to go ahead and make sure that I got this version of it, the special edition, because it does come with the soundtrack. And the cool thing about this game is that you can play co-op. So I'm excited to dive into this one as well. Definitely looking forward to it for sure. And I think this one was another one that was supposed to have come in like brand new condition, but it didn't. That's okay. It's still in pretty good condition, and I'm excited to have this as well for the PS5. So yeah, we're just gonna continue building up the PS5 collection because now is the time. Thanks to GameStop, because their sales lately have been immaculate for sure. All right, next game, Scarlet Nexus. Scarlet Nexus. This was one of the RPGs back in maybe 2021, I believe. Something like that. 2020, 2021, probably 2021. I'm trying to look for the copyright date, but I can't find it. But this is one of the games that like really surprised everyone. Like people weren't expecting this to be like such a spectacular RPG. So I have it on the PS4, but it's not upgradable for the PS5. And this one was like super, super cheap. So I had to make sure that I picked it up so that I could play on the PS5 as well. All right, we got another RPG, ladies and gentlemen. We have Eiyuden Chronicle Rising. I hope that I pronounced that correctly. Now this one I did order to be brand new, and it did come brand new. As you can see, it's completely sealed, and that's what I'm talking about. This is how the games need to show up if you order them in this manner. But yeah, Eiyuden Chronicle Rising. I'm glad to have this one as well. Looking forward to diving in. I don't know a whole lot about this game and the part of the franchise that it's in, but I think its sequel is going to be coming out pretty soon, maybe sometime next year, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, finally got it for the PS5. Looking forward to diving in. All right, so next up is a Metroidvania, and it is Astronite for the PS5. I tried to get this game for the Switch, but it wasn't available, so I just had to stick with the home console. That's okay. I've really been enjoying Metroidvanias lately, like collecting them and also playing them. So best believe I'm looking forward to diving into this one. Has very unique graphics, like black and white. But I'm excited to definitely check it out, see what type of exploration is present with this game. All right, and the last game that I was able to pick up for the PS5, since I'm building up my collection, is Callisto Protocol, and this is the day one edition. If you played the Dead Space games back in the day on 7th gen consoles such as the PS3 and Xbox 360, then it's the same developer for sure. Striking Distance. So I'm definitely happy to finally able to get this at a very affordable price. I heard that the game kind of flopped, according to some people. I'm not gonna let that be my review. I figured I'm gonna play it for myself. I'm gonna figure out if this game was worth it and honor the previous Dead Space games. I'm gonna leave that up to myself. I'm not gonna let my opinion of this game be swayed by others' reviews. So I'm looking forward to playing the Callisto Protocol for the PS5. All right, so as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, this is all the games that I got from GameStop. Man, they had an amazing sale where you could get like buy one, get one free on select games. And these are just like select titles that you can like choose from. So literally half of this stack I got for free. So you can't beat that. So kudos to GameStop for, providing this type of sell for the gamers, because we definitely needed it, and my PS5 needed some more love for sure. All right, so we're gonna move on to, go ahead and move on to the next box here. Got another box here. I know exactly what this is, but I know you all don't. What's cool is that when you order from this website, they always send you a box with this sticker, and the sticker indicates what the game is, like the title of the game as an acronym, and what console it's on. And I think that's really cool. But yeah, let's go ahead and open it up right now so I can show you all what I got. Let's do this. Ooh. Okay, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Legend of Nayuta Boundless Trails from NIS America. And wow, this box is impressive. I don't know if you can see that, but if you move it from side to side, the art just changes on the outside of the box. Wow, this is so cool. Look, the front as well. And yeah, it's for the home device, for the PS4. If you get the Switch version, I think it'll say for a portable device. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I have been making sure that I pick up all the Trails games that have been coming out for NIS America. There's even another one that is recently available for pre-order as we speak. I think it's like Trails of Daybreak, something like that. But I wanted to make sure I get Nayuta Boundless Trails, and this will definitely be an unboxing at a later date for the channel. But man, this is just super impressive, y'all. This is like really, really impressive. So I'm happy to have this. Thank you, NIS America, for providing us with like banger limited editions. That's another thing too. If you're looking for limited / collector editions that are affordable and definitely worth their price, definitely check out NIS America's website. I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that, but just know that they provide some of the best collectors / limited edition when it comes to these games, especially for RPGs. So yeah, so excited to have this and to add it to the collection. And we're gonna get rid of this box. Okay, now this last box came in the mail today, and it is a collector's edition for a specific Metroidvania franchise. And I can say franchise now because there are 2 games within the series itself, and hopefully there'll be a 3rd one, we'll see. But this is a game franchise that's made by an indie developer. A single guy made this entire game, like from the artwork, the mechanics of the game, to the music. This guy did everything. He coded the game, everything. So I'm excited to be able to pick this up, and I did catch it on Video Games Plus VGP. I caught it on their website. There was like 10 available, so I had to make sure that I snagged one. I don't know if any more are available as we speak, but feel free to go to their website if you do shop from them. But yeah, this is my second order from VGP, and let's go ahead and open it up. This is my first time opening it up, so let's get it. And be careful not to puncture the box itself for the game. All right. This is gonna be cool. This is really gonna be cool. This is a Metroidvania indie developer. I don't know if you all can guess it, but feel free to guess it if you know what it is. But I'm going to go ahead and take it out of the box right now. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. For the Switch, we have the Axiom Verge 1 and 2 Collector's Edition from Limited Run. This is my first official collector's edition from Limited Run, but it was sold through Video Games Plus. And I'm excited to finally own this. At the bottom, I mentioned that this was made by one guy. His name is Thomas Happ, and this is his like LLC, Thomas Happ Games. This guy designed, coded, did the music for both games, and this is for the Switch. I'm super excited to have it, and let's take a look at the back here. It says it includes the game, shadow box, 3 action figures, steelbook, 4 art cards, 4 Tarasi, I don't know what that is, 2 enamel pins, 2 soundtracks, 2 behind the scenes art books, all in one package. This behemoth is phenomenal. So cool. So cool, really, really cool. So I'm happy to have this entire box, and this will definitely be an unboxing later on in the future. I do have the first and second game for Steam, as well as, you know, the PS4 for the first game and the Switch version for the second game. So this will stay sealed for a while, but when I do open it, best believe we're gonna do an unboxing of this, and it's gonna be amazing. So yeah, that's the last game. All right, so that is all the pickups that I have. I hope that you've enjoyed watching this video. If you enjoy this type of content, be sure to like, comment, and even subscribe. And I wanna know in the comments down below, have you participated in any of the recent GameStop sales lately? And if so, what games have you picked up and are you excited to play? So I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Until then, I'm out.